All right. Is the Google UX design certificate actually worth it in 2025? See, this is a video that I did a few years back, and it was highly requested that I do an update. So if you want more brutally honest content like this, go ahead and destroy that like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, because I'm going to tell you the good and the bad of this certificate. But is the Google UX design certificate one of them, or could it actually be worth it? Well, I'm seeing wildly different experiences from people taking this course. One person finished it and landed jobs immediately, while others couldn't even get an interview. And one person with zero design background became a UX designer, while others with years of experience say it barely scratched the surface. Now, you can also see the comments on my previous video. Most of them were overwhelmingly positive, like these, but you can also see negative comments on places like Reddit, like these. But with the median entry-level salary now being $117,000 a year according to Coursera, and over 58,000 open jobs in UX design, you need to know if the certificate is actually worth your time. So I'm going to rate this certificate on 7 critical factors. The first one is time to completion, how long it actually takes you to finish it. 2 is the current cost and whether it's worth it. 3 is the real industry demand in 2025. 4 is the salary that you can realistically expect. 5 is the quality of the teaching materials. And 6 is the actual chances of landing a job with just this certificate. And then 7 is the overall value compared to alternatives. So let's get into it, and I promise to give you the unfiltered truth, even if Google doesn't like what I have to say. All right, so first is the time to completion. How long does it take to actually finish this thing? Well, Coursera claims that it takes about 6 months to complete if you study 10 hours per week. So that's about 240 total hours. But based on everything I've seen and the people I've talked to, this is a master overestimation for most people. From what I've seen, someone with zero design background studying part-time might take somewhere between 2 to 3 months, while someone with adjacent experience, aka graphic design, web development, etc., could finish in 1 to 2 months. And honestly, if you go really hard, you can finish it a lot faster than that. Now, compare that to UX design boot camps, which typically take 3 to 6 months, and they're full-time, and they cost $10,000 plus, or a college degree that takes 5.1 years on average, and it's going to cost you $40,000 to $100,000, then it's actually pretty affordable. And the flexibility alone makes this worth considering. You can work through it during your lunch breaks, you can work through it during weekends, or really just whenever you have the time. So for time completion, I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. The self-paced nature, the flexibility, and the reasonable time commitment make it extremely accessible. Hey guys, in the editing process right now, but quick pause to give you a special deal from Coursera. So Coursera is launching its special promo offer, and this is where learners will get access to thousands and thousands of courses. And these include the Google UX design certificates that I covered in this video, and all of this for 40% off the annual subscription. Details are on the screen and you can check it out. And I remember last year they had a similar promo to this, and I mentioned it in one of my videos, and a bunch of people got into it and they were super happy with it, but a bunch of people missed out on it, and they basically commented over and over again like, hey, when is this going to be available? Well, hey, it's available right now, right? And it's only going to be there for a limited amount of time. So if you're on the fence about this, this is the absolute best time to jump into Coursera Plus. You do not want to miss out on this. So it's going to be down in the description as well as the pinned comment below. So go down there to check it out. But anyways, back to the video. Now let's talk money. How much will this cert set you back? Well, as of 2025, you can access the Google UX design certificate through Coursera Plus, which costs $59 a month. And that gives you access to the UX design cert and also thousands of other courses. And there's also an annual option at $399 a year that might save you some money if you plan to take multiple certs. Now, if you just want to take the Google UX design cert, I do believe there is a $49 a month option. And once in a while throughout the year, they will do promos. So go ahead and click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to see how much it costs. And by the way, if they change it at some time in the future, I'm sorry, I'm only telling you what it is right now. But that does mean that if you finish it in 2 to 3 months, you're probably looking at just over $100 total. And even if you take the full 6 months, that's only going to be $354 max. And if you click on the link and you're watching this from another country, it might be more affordable. Plus, they do offer scholarships in certain situations if you can't afford it. So check that out. And again, for comparison, UX design boot camps, $10,000 to $15,000, college degrees, $40,000 to $100,000, and most private UX design courses or coaching programs are $1,000 to $5,000. And there's even a 7-day free trial if you click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. So the bottom line is this is basically a no-brainer to at least try. Even if you decide UX design isn't for you, you're out less than $100 in most cases. So for the cost, this gets a perfect 10 out of 10 compared to the competition. You literally cannot beat this price point for a professional level UX design education. Now let's talk about industry demand. So is there actual demand for UX designers in 2025? Absolutely. And according to the latest data from Coursera at the time of writing this, there are 58,000 job openings in UX design in the United States alone. Now, that's a significant number of positions waiting to be filled. But what is driving this demand? Well, companies have finally realized that good UX design directly impacts their bottom line. A well-designed product can increase conversion rates, reduce customer support costs, improve customer loyalty and retention, and give them an edge over competitors. And according to Coursera, the types of jobs that you might qualify for after completing this certificate include UX designer, UI designer, UX UI designer, interaction designer, product designer, and visual designer. And one thing to note is that while demand is strong, competition can be fierce, especially for remote positions. And with design being a visual and portfolio-based field, employers can easily compare candidates from across the world. That said, the demand for UX designers is still growing faster than average compared to other professions, with the BLS reporting a growth rate of around 23% for similar roles. With that being said, it is very difficult to get an entry-level job in UX design. Lots of people want to do it. I mean, think about it. You're basically getting paid really good money, sometimes as much as 6 figures a year, to do art. So a lot of people want to do that, aka a lot of competition. And it's not quite as in demand as some of the other technical fields like data analytics or cybersecurity. So you have more competition and less demand. So for that reason, for industry demand, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Next is the salary. So how much can you actually make as a UX designer after getting this certificate? Well, according to 2025 data from Coursera, the median entry-level salary for UX design is about $117,000. Now, that is incredibly impressive for an entry-level position in any field. But realistically, that's not entry-level. You're going to have to get other jobs before you land a position like that. And you're likely going to start somewhere around $70,000 a year. But still, that is incredible, right? So entry-level designers, generally speaking, make $64,000 to $115,000 a year. If you get a UX design job in San Francisco, you're probably going to start off with more. But if you get a remote job and you're living in like Kansas, you're probably going to start off with a lot less. But with that being said, especially for the creative field, these salaries are exceptional. Most other design disciplines like graphic design or illustration typically pay far less, especially at the entry level. So is the Google UX design certificate alone going to get you those high-end salaries? Probably not right away, but it can help you get your foot in the door for that crucial first job, and then a year or two down the line, you can land the higher salary. But with that being said, for salary potential, especially considering this is an art-related field, I have to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. All right, next is the teaching quality. So this is where we get into the actual content and quality of the certificate program and the courses inside. Now, the Google UX Design Certificate contains 7 courses: Foundations of User Experience, UX Design, 13 hours, Start the UX Design Process, Empathize, Define, and Ideate, 21 hours, Build wireframes and low-fidelity prototypes, 11 hours, Conduct UX research and test early concepts, 14 hours, Create high-fidelity designs and prototypes in Figma, 19 hours, Build dynamic user interfaces or UI for websites, 16 hours, and Design a user experience for social good and prepare for jobs, 16 hours. This is where you actually build up your portfolio. Don't gatekeep this information. Share this video with someone who's interested in starting a UX design career. Now, the strengths of the program include hands-on projects that build your portfolio, learning industry standard tools like Figma, covering the complete UX process from researching to testing, and the weaknesses include some content feels shallow and oversimplified, there's limited coverage of UI design principles, and there's not enough emphasis on collaboration and teamwork, which is crucial in real UX jobs. Now, when it comes to the teaching quality, I think they did an amazing job for a certificate program, right? It's a bunch of courses bundled together, and they even help you build your portfolio. But with that being said, it's not a coaching program where a real UX designer is going to give you feedback. You will get feedback from the other students that are taking the courses, but they're not experts. That's why they're taking the courses. So for that reason, when it comes to teaching quality, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's great for beginners, but you absolutely need to supplement it with other resources for a more comprehensive education, and you need to build out your portfolio. Portfolio is really important in a lot of careers out there, but in UX design, the portfolio is everything. Next is job prospects. And this is where things get real. Can this certificate actually help you get a job? Well, Google claims the certificate provides access to over 150 employers in their hiring consortium, including major companies like Deloitte, Target, and Verizon. And that's a significant advantage over self-study or less recognized certs. And when it comes to certificates, there's a dirty secret that almost nobody's going to tell you. Only 20% of the value of the certificate is going to come from the actual teaching that happens in the cert, right? So even if it's a great cert, it has great portfolio projects, great teaching, etc., that's only 20% of the value. 80% of the value comes from the perception of the the certificate, right? Hiring managers, decision makers, what do they think of the cert? And guess what? This is a Google professional certificate. That brand name carries a lot of weight. So this is an excellent cert in both categories, but let's be honest, the cert alone probably won't land you a UX design job for most people. And here's why. The design industry is extremely portfolio driven. So one commenter said, if you want to dip your toes into UX, it's a fine start. But another user shared, as someone who has completed this course a year back, I'd say it's great for someone starting out with no idea of UX design whatsoever. And I'm grateful for it as it has helped me get a foot in the door for many interviews. And I've been working now as a UX designer for the past 1 year. Another person who successfully transitioned careers said, I just want to encourage anyone looking to get into UX or UI design. Please always remember the best part about self-paced and at-home learning is that it makes you become more self-sufficient. And that skill is top tier. And they won't tell you that, but for me, I was able to take these courses and start my own business with very little knowledge. But almost everyone commented that they had to do more than just the cert alone. So to maximize your chances of landing a job with the certificate, you should go above and beyond on the portfolio projects, create additional case studies not included in the course, build a strong online presence on platforms like Behance and Dribbble, and network like crazy with designers and hiring managers on LinkedIn or at events or on forums. And consider doing freelance projects to gain real-world experience because you're actually getting paid for those projects. So for overall job prospects, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It can definitely help, but it's just one piece of a larger job hunting strategy for most people. Now let's talk about the overall value. When we consider everything, the time, cost, industry demand, salary potential, teaching quality, and job prospects, how does this certificate stack up? Well, in my opinion, the Google UX Design Certificate offers exceptional value in 2025, and here's why. For less than $200 in a few months of your time, you get a recognized credential from one of the world's most respected tech companies. You also get practical skills and industry standard tools like Figma, and a structured introduction to the entire UX design process, and portfolio projects that you can use to showcase your skills. Plus, you get access to Google's Employer Consortium and career resources and job search guidance. So is it perfect? No. You'll still need to put in additional work beyond the certificate to land a job, especially building a standard portfolio and networking. But the risk-reward ratio is incredible. The worst case scenario is you spend $39 to $59, realize UX design isn't for you, and move on with your life. The best case scenario, you spend a few $100 and a few months of study to break into a career field with a median salary of $117,000 and strong growth potential. So for the overall value, I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. It's hard to imagine a better entry point into UX design for most people. So when you add all the scores up, you get 60 out of 70, and you divide that by 7, and you get 8.6 out of 10. So let me be crystal clear. This certificate is not a magic ticket into a UX design job, but it's an extremely cost-effective first step that provides legitimate skills and knowledge. And that's why after posting that video, I got so many positive YouTube comments. People talking about how they took the cert, they were able to land a job, or they took the cert, they were able to get their first UX design experience. And most of the people that complain about these certs are elitist gatekeepers. Anything that helps people get into a career path that's in such high demand and allows people to make money from art for a living is a good thing in my book. You just need to make sure that you build up your portfolio and network with people after the certificate. Then it is very possible to find a good job. So if you're considering a career in UX design, here's my recommendation. Start with this certificate to learn the fundamentals and see if you actually enjoy this type of work. Then go above and beyond on the portfolio projects included in the course. Then create additional portfolio projects and case studies on your own. Then build a strong online presence on design platforms and forums. Network with designers and attend design events. And consider freelance projects to gain real-world experience. So for just $49 to $59 a month, this certificate is a no-brainer if you're even remotely interested in UX design. And the ROI potential is massive, and the downside risk is minimal. So if you're still not sure if it's for you, check out the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And full disclosure, if you click that link and you end up buying, I will get a small affiliate commission from that. But you don't have to click the link. You can always just type this into Google and find it that way. But if you want to click the link as a thanks to me for doing all this research for you, then I would appreciate it. So if you found this helpful, smash the like button and subscribe for more no BS career and money advice, and drop a comment letting me know what certificate or course you want me to review next. And if you are interested in exploring other high-paying certification and certificate options, check out my video, The 11 High-Paying Certifications for Remote Jobs in 2025, by clicking right here.